Today we're in Richmond Park and we're looking at the weird and wonderful thing of this wall called a deer leap, even though it is just a boundary wall, and on the other side it's more commonly known as a freeboard. So what is it? We are in Richmond Park, where the whole area was enclosed by Charles I in order to protect this very valuable deer that existed within the parkland. And you'd think, what happens if a deer jumps over the wall? Well, normally you'd think this is the boundary, and if it jumps over the wall, it's lost forever. But because they're very valuable, what Charles I introduced was the idea of a freeboard, which is a 5-metre strip of land on the other side of the wall that is still part of the Crown estate. And this was used just in case if the deer jumped over and landed in that area, it'd still be property of the Crown and could not be taken by anyone else or hunted by anyone else, and also allowed for the hunters to come round and actually still hunt the deer. However, that was sort of the more romantic version of it. Realistically, what it was actually used for is the 5-metre strip on the other side is used for maintenance, and it allowed you to maintain the wall on either side, and that's all it was really used for. And today, this wall, people actually pay rent for the other 5 metres of land on the other side of the wall. They pay a nominal annual rent of between £200 and £200 per annum. So for example, as you can see in this little brief graphic I've got up, in 1953, Star and Garter on the 25th of December paid £10 for the 5-metre strip of land that was between it and the park. And in 1954, they even had meetings to discuss it, as there was actually a fair bit of uproar over having to maintain this 5-metre strip of land that's on all these properties, because there's so many properties that actually border it and they all have to pay maintenance because technically they do not own that strip of land. So as you can see behind me, we've got the houses here that pay £125 a year for the land on the other side of this wall, because their whole garden, which is about 5 metres, is still actually owned by the Crown estate. And they also have to pay the maintenance of the wall, which is included in the fee, but I can't imagine this wall takes that much maintenance. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. So to summarise, why you have to pay rent for this wall? Well, it's because you do not own the land on the other side, and the land is used by the Crown estate for maintenance of the wall and allows for walks up and down the wall on either side, because they require access to maintain the parkland for either side to prevent it from going into a state of decay. And it's still up for debate whether it was used for the sake of, if a deer jumped over the wall, it was still technically in Crown land because you're paying for that Crown land, and that you couldn't kill it, and it allowed for deers to go around the other side. And that's still up for debate, but I like to think it is that idea. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.